What I loved about this book was the emotional availability of the characters, especially Eli, who is the kind of voiceover narrator of the book. It was just such a compelling story, and I just felt immediately so connected to the characters. I have 3 brothers of my own, and so a lot of those relationships and a lot of those dynamics that are in the book I really related to, and it also was really funny and a really fresh take on the time period. At one point it was being considered that I play another character in the story, and well, I was a lot fatter at the time, so it was very clear that I should play the fat one. I don't think I know anyone who has as perfect a record as Jacques. Every single one of his films, whether you identify with the story or not, or whether it's your type of movie, is one thing, but you can't deny the quality of the acting and the filmmaking from film to film. He has, in my view, a perfect record. I really trusted Jacques right from the beginning because he was so specific, and he has an incredible bullshit detector. So you get used to being really ruthless with yourself about authenticity and honesty and really trying to connect with the material from moment to moment. The kinship is trauma, I would say. You know, the brothers, this relationship, you know, when they were born, began as a perfectly normal brotherly relationship, sibling relationship, and then they go through this horrible trauma, and that shaped and forged the dynamic of what they're like together, and then they set off on this life of violence. It's very symbiotic, and then it's completely codependent, and then it's almost like one person, and they're joined together. He and I never talked about, well, this is what the brothers are like. We just started spending time together, and the only deliberate choice was, I'm going to be with him as much as I can. We'd go for walks up to this statue at the top of this hill in Almeria in Spain, and we'd walk for an hour and a half and literally not say one word to each other, but just be there with each other, bearing witness to each other's existence, sensing each other's needs and energy. That's been a lot of the experience with Joaquin and, by extension, Eli and Charlie, you know. John Morris is the sort of scout. He's the person that the Commodore hires to go to a place, find the people that need to be killed, and then he gives all that information to me and Charlie, and we go and execute them. It turns out he ends up being kind of an idealist. When he meets Herman Warm, he's someone who's on the leading edge of human evolution of the time. So when people who are ready for a change come across him, he has this magnetic effect on them, and they realize, oh my gosh, there's something different in the future, and this guy knows it, and they fall under his spell. It's about what does it mean to be in relationship with someone? What are you guilty of, and what do you owe someone as a result of that guilt? And what it's like to move through life with someone, and what are the costs of that, and what are the pleasures of that, and what does that mean?
時はゴールドラッシュ。誰もが恐れる最強の殺し屋兄弟。
Come catch the back of this for me.
You look funny.
兄弟とその仲間が捉えたのは黄金を探す方法を知る科学者。
A goddamn genius.
黄金が生んだまさかの友情。
Look there.
Yes.
しかし決して手を組んではいけなかった。
Always violent.
We leave them here.
You think they'll kill me?
欲望が男たちを狂わせる。ゴールデンリバー。